Soldier. It's very forgettable for me.
Oh my god, and we just went. You just started this stream with like a nuclear take. I even thought that I would
Good.
have a nuclear take about Yu Yu Hakusho that will be said later on, but just come out of the fucking gate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Winter Soldier's not that good of a movie.
Oh my
Easily
god.
forgettable.
Oh my god. You signed your death warrant. It's
Fine.
happened.
Fine. I don't care. I don't give a crap.
I,
Let
I,
them
I care
come.
immensely.
Let them come in their droves saying I'm wrong. I don't care. Bring it.
I think they can make you care.
Bring it!
I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
do.
want to do this.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I fucking don't.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
Look at this face. Is this the face of a man that really wants to do this?
Yes, it is.
No,
It
it's
is the
not.
face. Oh, in case everybody's wondering, well, people are still filtering in, but we are here to talk about not only the final arc of Yu Yu Hakusho, but just Yu Yu Hakusho in general. This is the final retrospective, the final talk about Yu Yu Hakusho on the channel.
We are gathered here today to celebrate the passing of Yu Yu Hakusho, and we are also here to celebrate the passing of this retrospective series, at least until in an undetermined amount of time where we revive the series, we change our name to Tight Kubo, and it's like let's make a successor series to this, and we'll name it after a cleaning product retrospective series.
Yeah, like that. Just like that. But yeah, so as always, I have a nice little presentation going on to kind of keep our eyes on something.
I don't want to do this.
I know.
It's one of those series that's like, it's so good, and the final arc. Oh no.
Yeah, where the final arc had problems, uh I actually found a new what's a good word for it?
Appreciation.
I found a new appreciation for it with this latest watch through.
Oh yeah, it's full of moments that are pretty good.
Yeah.
However, it's like the Skypiea of Yu Yu Hakusho. There's some really good moments in there, but it's like in this ocean of just like, I feel like there should be something happening. I feel like it's a lot more important than it should be, but it's not shown. Ah, fuck.
Interesting that you say that because that's actually part of the topic of one of the fights that we get
Oh,
in this tournament.
I think that's pretty much every fight. I have a nuclear hot take
Oh, do you
on standby, and it's well, this is part two. Well, it's a two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, I think the fights are only okay. I think they're only okay in the grand scheme. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not anything like choreography wise. Like, we'll get to them here in a little bit.
It's like if you make a top 10 Yu Yu Hakusho fights, there's not really any fight that you can use that would qualify to be like in one of the top 10. It's like if you try to put in Gohan versus Cell, it's like, oh man, this is such a good fight. Why is it really good? It has one of the best moments in the entire series. Like that doesn't make a good fight though. And then I can apply that same logic to Yusuke versus Yomi. It has one of the best moments in the entire series, one of my absolute favorites. That doesn't make the fight fantastic. Yeah, all the fights are bogged down in this.
The fight, like the only one out of this arc would be Yusuke versus Yomi. But there is some good choreography, at least in the anime, because I know you've read the manga for it, so you have a different thought about things.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, the manga, in terms of handling everything, it's non-existent.
Yeah.
It's like, this is one of those rare times where the anime adaptation looks at something and it's like, okay, gang, huddle up. We can't do this. We can't let Togashi have just the manga way. We need to make our own way. We need to actually expand on the tournament. We need to take care of this as best we can. Maybe we'll never do the final chapter technically in the manga, but damn it, we can at least do one more tournament because that's what put us on the map in the first place.
Wait, is the tournament not even in there?
Well,
Give me
it's
some
there.
I just don't see anything.
No.
Wow.
You see, like, okay, you know how in some anime flashbacks you get like the bare highlights of like a major event, like maybe during a Yu-Gi-Oh episode, Teia's walking Serenity, and it's like, let's go through a Battle City highlight reel, and then you see like these highlights of Joey versus Yuki, and then Merrick versus Yuki, and then it's over. It's like, oh yeah, oh that happened. Oh wow, oh that's it. Oh, it lasts like it doesn't exist for long.
Oh goody.
That's also one of the major critiques, is that the final, the absolute final story, I call it story, but like the last chapter is not even adapted in the anime. But I think, if I remember right, I think it was in an OVA where it's the spirit world gets held hostage and the gang have to break into spirit world, and Yusuke has to make a choice between a red button, a blue button, and one of these will save spirit world, one of them will destroy everything, and it's like these terrorists believes like only a third party can decide, so Yusuke presses a button, and then he reunites with Keiko on the beach, and it's just like, and it was actually a really nice moment because Yusuke chose the blue button because he's like, well, Keiko's favorite color is blue, and well, she's my little angel, and it's like, oof, oof. But this is my remember part 2? Well, that was part 1 of my nuclear hot take. The fights are just watchable. They have, they're not that special. It's fantastic moments in some of them, just not that good. But part 2 of this nuclear hot take, this arc has the best character progression of Yusuke in the entire series. Fucking fight me.
And we'll get to that here eventually.
I did some digging. That's not a popular opinion. Everyone always goes by the growth Yusuke had in the Dark Tournament and in Chapter Black, but I'm sorry. You compare the growth in the Dark Tournament to the personal growth Yusuke has in this final arc. It's night and day.
Like this is I don't want to jump the gun yet because it's really good.
It's a swan song. It's basically Yusuke, or the Dark Tournament is basically Yusuke's teenage years, and this final arc is basically Yusuke turning 18. It's him becoming the grown-up. It's him becoming the man that he will be for the rest of his life.
Yeah. But enough of that. We'll get to all of that here in a little bit.
There's so much to talk about.
We gotta start at the beginning of everything. And then where's the beginning of everything?
In the year 0, when God pulled a finger and boom, the Big Bang happened. Oh wait, is this the wrong beginning?
Hey, you believe the same thing I do.
Yay!
No, so the beginning, which is also from the end of the last arc, Yusuke is bored out of his mind.
Oh, it's not just bored. He has no place.
Yeah. And he talks to good old Koenma, who's still on Earth.
Rocking that new human side, those new human clothes.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm pretty much exiled. I'm just gonna chill here for a bit until my dad's cooled off and the hit on you is cooled off, and we can
we should mention that.
Be fine.
We should probably mention that. It's like, well,
what?
Well, the fact that Yusuke, since we took him, we we did highlight that
We did.
Yusuke becoming a demon was built up slowly throughout the entire series and all that. Basically, the culmination of that is like, since Yusuke was strong enough to bear the Mazaku DNA, one that was held in dormant for generations, and now that he's kind of a demon, well, Spirit World can't allow that. Yusuke is a pure renegade, and they kind of want to murder him, but they don't know how.
Yeah. So it's just like, he's on the run, but not really, because again, like you said, they don't know how to take care of this.
And it's not like, oh, we can just use a magic spell. No, they are not strong enough to take on Yusuke. The Spirit Defense Force are pitiful.
Yeah, they are. It's like, oh, we have the Spirit Defense Force. Oh, we never use them. Yeah, they're kind of shit and don't really do anything.
They can handle A-class demons just fine. That's why they're the defense squad. But much like most of Spirit World, they are not that impressive against the mightiest.
Nope, not at all. And so Koenma's just like, hey, go talk to Genkai. Maybe she can help you out. And Genkai kind of does, but she's like, this is a little bit out of my realm. However,
I'm not a demon.
I'm not
get off my fucking property, you dirtbag.
get the hell away from me. But she does direct him towards somebody that can help.
Oh! Before we continue, you ever mention one of Yusuke's best lines?
Which one? Because he has a lot of good lines.
When he leaves school, it's basically him being like, great, I'm a demon, just like all my teachers and all the adults say that I've been.
Oh, yeah.
Which just helps cement that he really does feel out of place. Like, he has... The Dark Tournament's like, man, I beat Toguro, I'm the strongest. Then his whole world shattered with Sensui, but now he's reached a class of strength that, well, even the top demons are matched at. But now that he's a demon, what the fuck does that mean? What does he do? He has no direction this time. But well, he's been thinking of a certain direction. It's like, I just want to go back to a certain place and see my bastard of a dad or bastard of an ancestor, as it technically should be. Thanks, Dub, for making it a little confusing. But
well, the Dub mentioned him as like his ancestral dad, so it's just like,
it's very odd.
it's odd, but you can kind of see where they're going with it.
I can too. It's just always weird because for the longest time as a kid, I heard him say dad. And it's like, how the fuck did that work? Did Ryzen just fuck Yusuke's mom? Is that why she's always post-depression?
But I mean, it is the guy that's like that has been the closest to being a dad for Yusuke,
which is fucking sad.
But not only that, like this whole final arc, it comes ahead just like a theme that's been going on throughout the whole show is, what is Yusuke's place? Where does he belong? Because that line of his teachers being like, this kid's a demon, and now he's actually a demon, and he's like, well, now what do I do? Now where do I go? What do I do with everything that I've become and am?
And to help segue, well, Genkai did tell him, it's like, well, I'm not the best because, well, I'm not a spirit detective. I'm an old hermit that's just lived her life. I'm doing my own thing. You're doing your own thing that's completely separate, but maybe if we can get someone from your line of work that's actually able to live a life, maybe you'll get some direction then. And also, Yusuke, just so you know, this totally isn't a random plot to kill you, by the way. Just want to let you know. What are you talking? Nope, shut up. Go away. Go see the first spirit detective.
The first spirit detective.
Yes, her. Sensible.
Yes. Her.
Is that female Sensui sensible?
Yes. Oh crap, I'm blanking on her name too.
I completely forgot. And that's the sad thing. Just like she's slightly built up as like this super cool person, but
Kuroko.
in action, Yeah.
Kuroko Sanada.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, in actuality, she shows up for like 3 episodes.
Yeah. Now her character's pretty cool because she's what, like in her 40s now in this.
Yeah,
40? Yeah.
she was an accomplished spirit detective, and she wasn't the strongest, but she was like the most mature out of the 3 detectives that Koema brought in.
Because she was just like, okay, I'm done with all this. I was young, I did it, I fought, and I'm ready to just have my life now.
Yeah, I found a guy. He's a fortune teller, and I really love him. And
He writes books that are okay.
he and I are gonna fuck, and we're gonna spawn 2 nasty little kids that just try to fight. I do like the introduction where, as Yusuke tries to reach this woman's mountain home, the whole pathway, like the main pathway to reach it, is like filled to the bone with, well, literal bones of demons and other dangerous creatures that try to get a shot at her because of her spirit energy that still exists. Well, turns out her kids are the ones that have been killing all those creatures. They're kind of strong.
Yeah, they're kind of strong little bastards, aren't they?
They are worth Yusuke's hands. That is their power level.
Yeah. But so during this meeting, this meeting goes pretty well. They're chatting it up, they're laughing along, and all of a sudden 3 demons show up. That are
good job, kids, you fucking useless security.
Well, the kids were asleep, so
fucking useless security.
Well, they did go like undetected too until they got to the house. Yes. At least that's how the anime was doing it. But
that's how it is in the manga too.
Okay,
they significantly weaken themselves, and we will get to that.
Oh, well, we're gonna get to it right now because supposedly they're S class.
Yes. So these 3 demons stroll up to her house. They're just looking for Yusuke, and because Yusuke doesn't exactly hide his spirit power, they can find him quite easily.
Yeah.
So they go there and it's like, hello, we're S-class demons. And Yusuke's like, hold the fucking phone. No, you're not S-class. There's no way. We sealed the tunnel. There's no fucking way an S-class should show up because Koema himself said if an S-class showed up, apocalypse. There's no fucking way. No, get out of here. I will kick your ass. And then Hokushin, I believe is his name. And Hokushin is just like, oh, well, you see, we have a device that lowers our spirit energy down from S-class to a D-class, allowing us to pass through the barrier unharmed. It's like, oh.
Well,
what happens if you take it off? Oh, we can't. You can't? No, for some reason, we just simply can't.
Yeah, we just don't.
It's just like, so this is one of those rare times where Yu Yu Hakusho both contradicts itself and fixes itself, because the logic is, oh yeah, these guys are Rising Squad, so they're actually somehow the most honorable of the demons.
Yeah.
But if this technology is available to anyone in Demon World, then all Yobi needs to do is just walk through the gate, take off the patch, and boom, it's over.
Well,
fucking over for us.
That's just trivial matters,
I know. It's just, I remember rereading that. It's like, oh wow, oh my god, there wasn't an explanation other than we don't want to. Oh no, the implications. Oh no.
But yeah, they meet with Yusuke and they basically say, hey, your ancestral dad's about to die, and the hierarchy in Demon World is fucked, and we need you to come back and hopefully take his place and all that jazz.
The very balance of the Demon World now squares with you, Yusuke.
And it leads to like a little bit of a brawl, but the interesting part here, though, is the conversation him and Hoshik. I always forget his name.
Hokushin,
there we go. It's the conversation that they have. So Yusuke finds out that his ancestral father, he stopped eating humans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, okay, So he's been starving himself to death for thousands of years.
And he's
Okay.
about to croak. And Yusuke's like, why the fuck should I care? As far as I mean, I want to kick the crap out of him because he interrupted, and he got in my way with Fine Sensui, but why should I give a rat's ass about his health? And it's like, well, there's a hierarchy of demons.
Yeah.
Among the S-class, there are the three mightiest, and they are like the demon kings. Technically, 2 demon kings and 1 demon queen, but we'll fucking get to that.
We'll get to that.
But basically, there have been 3 powers that have been ruling demon world for thousands of years. And what I love about this system is that it's so simple. It shouldn't work, but it does.
Yep.
Because basically, with 3 powers ruling all of demon world, one ruler just can't simply make a move. Because the 3 lords are Ryzen, Yomi, and Mikuro. And so let's just say that Ryzen goes out for a stroll, wants to murder Yomi, so the 2 of them fight. Ryzen wins, huzzah, but he's not getting out that fight without injuries. So then Mikuro can just come in, kill Ryzen, and now Mikuro becomes the queen of Demon World. Whoa! And that's like it's just been a 3... Oh my god, it's the Sanin deadlock from Naruto.
Yep. It's just they've been in a deadlock for centuries.
Yeah, and now Ryzen is just dying of natural causes.
Yeah.
So now Hokushin is coming up here to get Yusuke in because, well, he is the next, like, not only is he the heir, but he is, after some training, the next best shot of, like, keeping the balance. Now, Yomi wants to move in to get control of Demon World, and Mikuro wants to do the same. And we'll get to how they recruit certain people onto their side. But I guess we have more to talk about because Yusuke's like, I don't want to go with you. And Hokushin's like, okay, what if we fight each other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess we could fight, but you're a D-class, so I'll kick your ass. Like, tell me, Yusuke, do you watch One Piece?
No.
Good! That means I win! Because Yusuke tries to do his best to fight against Hokushin, but fortunately, Hokushin is S-class demonic Luffy, of all things. Makes sense of that.
Well, he's more like S-class demonic, that guy that fought Kankuro in the preliminaries of the tuning exam.
Who fought? The stretchy guy?
Yeah, the stretchy guy.
Who was the stretchy guy?
I don't know what his name is, but he fought Kankuro and lost.
Fuck, I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah.
Shit.
I just don't know his name because he's a nobody and died at the end.
Right. But yeah, he can stretch his body however he sees fit, so he can just dodge Yusuke's attacks, or if Yusuke tries to punch him, it's just like punching flubber with no impact.
Yeah.
And, well, Hokushin is able to just get the upper hand, which Yusuke does not like. So after Hokushin pretends stabs him, Yusuke just punches him in the gut.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Now the cool part about this confrontation is that as they're speaking about everything, Yusuke questions Hokushin and like the rest of the followers, being like, okay, your boss doesn't eat humans, but what about you guys? And there's a line that Yusuke says. He says, I don't care if you guys eat humans or not. Leave me alone, pretty much. And, they have a little bit more of a conversation. That's where we get this moment with the first spirit detective. She's just like, you need to leave.
Yeah, and then Yusuke's like, why? It's like, Yusuke, you literally just told them you don't care if they eat humans. You don't care if they kill innocent people. It's just, dude, do you know how selfish and evil you just sounded there? And Yusuke's like, you need to go. And the only reason I'm letting you go out of here alive is that, well, that first conversation we had was really nice. You are a good kid. You just got a side of evil you need to take control of.
Yeah.
But
and that's the thing, like we've gotten hints of her, like how she is. She's very loyal, but she's loyal to, oh my god, I almost said Soul Society. She's loyal to
Spirit World.
Spirit World. Sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking Soul Society. Anyways, Yeah, she's very loyal to Spirit World and King Yema.
Yeah, and they told her, "Hey, if you can, take the shot."
Yeah.
And she doesn't, because she likes Yusuke because, well, as one spirit detective, she understands what he's going through. But that last line, it kind of just turned the relationship into sour. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, nope, nope, you need to get off my property.
Yeah. You have some shit you need to deal with it, or I'm gonna deal with it.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
was.
Yusuke ends up being like, hey, okay, I guess I'm gonna go back to Demon World. Oh shit.
Are we
I forgot
skipping?
I forgot some other thing. I meant to lump it in here. Uh
The other recruitments and
we'll
the
get
leaving of spirit,
so
leaving the
we're
world.
gonna get to those here in a little bit, but I do at least want to mention his goodbye to Keiko.
Yes, this is
His
where that
goodbye to
character growth of
Keiko.
Yusuke comes in.
It's very mature what he does. Like at first he just kind of straight up tells her and they kind of act like children with it.
Yeah, and Keiko's like, okay, you're leaving me again. You're not even showing up at school anymore. You
Yeah.
become distant. This is way too much. We're fucking through. I'm going to college. I might get picked up by some boys.
Yeah.
And Yusuke's like, just marry me.
Yeah, like give me 3 years at most.
Yeah, and I'll be back, and we can get married. And this is the first time in the series you meet Keiko's dad.
Second time, because I think when Yusuke takes over Kuwabara, you meet him.
Oh shit, does he?
I think so. Unless that was just anime only.
I have no memory of that.
I just remember like him going to the restaurant and getting his ass kicked as Kuwabara.
Oh fuck! I'm trying to remember. All right, well, we can agree that this is like the first major scene that he's in.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, well, I don't think Yusuke and Keiko would have been a thing.
No, not at all. But we'll get to the other recruitments here in a little bit. I kind of lumped them in with other conversations with all that.
Yeah, I do like how the dad pointed out that whenever Yusuke upsets Keiko, Yusuke has always as a defense mechanism to go, let's just get married, which is just perfect for Yusuke because, well, he's been using this for years, and, well, Yusuke is that attachment that he will never let go.
And the best part about it this time, though, is as her dad is saying that, it's shooting up. The camera is just panned right at Yusuke and Keiko, and Yusuke, he's like kind of playing it off, but he's being dead serious about it too. Like you can tell just by his facial expressions that he is dead serious about saying it this time.
Which is a major sign of respect because oh my god, there are so many stories that do this. Naruto, One Piece, pretty much any classic shonen story that I can just list off here. They have a habit of like the characters will think something out loud to themselves, and we have that echo effect. Not here. No. Yu Yu Hakusho is very mature. We don't need to hear their thoughts. We just need to let their faces do the talking.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that.
But yeah, it's good. And then Yusuke ends up going back to Demon World. Kuwabara has a sad moment, but it's mainly just like you're an asshole. And
yeah, you're leaving us. Who's going to defend this world if something happens? If a Togoro threat shows up.
Yeah.
I'm going to college. I can't deal with this anymore, man.
Yeah. And it's good on Yusuke. He's just like, look, you need to study and be, because you're smart. Like, actually says some kind words to Kuwabara.
Yeah.
He's just like, study hard, get into a good school, and do well for yourself.
Yeah.
And we'll get to some more Kuwabara because
I know where you're going with this.
You want to talk? You want another good reason why he's my favorite character? Oh, we'll get to that.
One of the best moments in this entire fucking series.
God damn.
It might be my personal favorite. It just might be,
as it should be. But yeah, we'll move on here because we'll talk about the other recruits here.
Oh yes.
But Yusuke meets his ancestral daddy.
Meets a strong word.
Uh, he tries to fight him and gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, that's why I said meets is a strong word.
Voiced by the wonderful Chris Sabat as well.
Doing his Piccolo voice. It's like a mix of Piccolo and Vegeta.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, it's like an early Small Might. Mainly because, he's dying from hunger. Yeah, we get to actually meet Ryzen here. Cool character.
Yeah, he is. We don't get much time with the guy, unfortunately. But Ryzen is just one of those people that, like, he doesn't care. He's you know what? This is going to be such a bizarre reference, but this is only because I watched the show recently with Becky. Do you remember in Law and Order SVU, there was that 188 defense attorney that he's a little short. I believe he is from Mexican heritage, and he doesn't give a fuck what anyone says or does. He just goes in. He just always lays it on thick with everyone and anything.
I don't know. I don't watch SVU, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, right? With that kind of personality, he doesn't give a shit. He's lived his life. He knows what he's doing.
Well, he gives a shit about what he does, and not really much of anybody else.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So, and we also get some of his backstory and why he stopped eating humans, and it's pretty simple.
He met a girl.
He did the business with a lady.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
1432.
That's basically it. I mean, there's not much more deepness than that.
Yeah, he met a girl and then she fucked him. And it's like, maybe all you humans aren't just good for food. Yeah, all right, I'll never eat a human again. Yeah. Cool.
Which means the sex was that good, he stopped eating.
Yep.
I mean, what else can I say about that? It's what happened.
It's Togashi. It's so simple. By all accounts, it might not work, but somehow it does.
Exactly. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't be that simple, but it is. The man who created the Nen system in Hunter x Hunter, a very complex power system. Yet a simple story with, fuck a girl, never eat humans again.
Yeah. That woman saved humanity.
She did. Because, Ryzen was the top demon.
Yeah. And he still is. Right before he dies, there's I don't know if we're going to talk about the meeting that Kurama and Yomi have with the other lieutenants, but there's a moment where they show the power levels of all the demons, and edging out everyone is Ryzen at death's fucking bed. He is about to die, and he's still stronger than everyone.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't want to stay on this part too much because there's more to talk about.
Absolutely.
Later on. So
absolutely.
I'm just gonna move on to now we can talk about these recruits.
Yes, at long last.
So the first one we're gonna talk about is Yomi recruiting his old friend Kurama.
The best one, the best story out of this entire arc. Aside from, if you want to put Yusuke's character growth, that's one. But in terms of the singular story here, Kurama is the best one. Fucking fight me. Dare you all. It's so good.
But Hiei is right there.
I know he is. But Kurama, though.
I can't say which one's better because they're all goddamn so fucking good.
I know, but Kurama.
I know it's Kurama, but... So he joins up with Yomi, who used to be a subordinate to him and now is way stronger than him.
Yeah, staying in Demon World does that to a person.
Kurama does some fun ways of getting around, not being around his family and school and all that. Like, apparently his mom met some dude and he sent them on a month-long honeymoon.
How fucking sweet.
Yeah. And then you were talking about with the lieutenant stuff. Go ahead and continue that thought.
All right. I guess I will just have to sum up all of Kurama and Yomi. So, everyone plop on down. It's time for a story. Many eons ago,
No.
when the gods were still young, when Michael Bay was seen as an ironic joke, there were two demon bandits, Yoko Kurama and Yomi. And Kurama, well, he got really famous for always just pulling off the best heist. He had a plan. He had to he knew how to execute those plans. He was fucking brilliant then. He's fucking brilliant now. That's why Kurama is such a good bandit. Yomi, what do you mean? Yeah, he had the strength to fight. He knew how to fight. He knew how to toss out the power. He knew how to bark, but man had no patience whatsoever.
Nope.
He's like an anime rival, where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. He's blue. He's fucking Demon Blue from Pokemon. Arrogant, self-centered, has no patience for anything, has no concept of humility, and you know that it's gonna backfire some way.
Yeah.
Maybe thanks to some guy with red associated in its name or character design.
Kurama.
So one day, Kurama and Yomi, they take care of a raid or whatever. Unfortunately, a bandit, or not a bandit, an assassin targets Yomi when they are separating their... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I got it all wrong. Yomi leads a mission on his own, while Yoko Kurama is just like, we're not doing this castle. We need more intel.
Because he's so impatient and just so gung-ho. And
I can do it, senpai.
I can do it. You're back.
Yeah, so the two of them... no, I'm sorry, not the two of them. Yomi takes a squad of... Well, his squad goes into this impervious castle and loses everyone to the traps and defenses. He got fucked.
And he gets saved by none other than Kurama, who's just like looking down on him, being like, yeah, told you so.
What have you done? Jerry was my third best man, you piece of shit.
Why'd you choose Jerry as the name?
Yeah.
Now I can only think of Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, when Jerry dies, he goes to Demon World. When it happens, it's going to happen. And then he dies again. Yeah, Jerry from Rick and Morty's going to die.
Oh my god.
Again.
This leads to Yoko back in the day being like, okay, go on this mission for me.
Yeah. You have no hope, by the way. I hate you a lot right now, but go on this mission for me.
Yeah.
And Yomi being ironically blind to the truth. Remember, this is when he has eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like he's blind to it, and it's just like, yeah, I can do this. I'm going to prove myself to you, Yoko. Again, this is why I'm your second in command, right? It's like, yeah. Just go take care of this for me. Sure thing. Man, I'm gonna be the best bandit ever. I'm gonna kick ass and take names, and oh man, I'm gonna be fucking rich. Oh hey, there's an assassin. Oh shit. And this assassin just comes out of nowhere. And, well, he doesn't kill Yomi. He does something that could be seen as worse than death. He has a sword-like weapon, and he cuts Yomi's eyes, making him blind.
And, yeah, basically like dishonoring him in battle.
Yeah, and that's the last time Kurama ever saw Yoko, because, well, Yomi never made it back to camp that day. he kind of just got lost in the forest and tumbled off a cliff.
Yep. And that's one thing, that's like a running idea throughout Demon World in this arc, is the idea of honor. Like,
Yeah.
they basically work on the honor system. But
don't backstab me, I don't backstab you. But
Yeah.
if you do anything, all bets are off. You're fucking dead.
Yep.
It's like there's no humanity in these creatures.
Yeah. So we fast forward to the present now.
And I'm sorry. There's actually still more.
Oh, is there? I forgot.
Yes.
I forgot. This part I watched like a week ago. So
don't worry. There's a little bit more to this story. So Yomi, as he's blind and dying, well, like Monty Python, he gets better. He becomes Daredevil in a way where he lost his sight. But losing that sight made him, oh my God, it made him actually patient, because now he needed to listen around and raise his spirit awareness to know what's going on, what's been happening. And so he gets a quite significant power boost from just learning to control his temper and his energy. He learned from Kurama in the worst way possible. And, well, because of that, Yomi just grew to be like the third ruler of Demon World.
Yeah.
And during this time, he was hoping to see Kurama, but during this time, Kurama was hunted down by the Spirit Defense Force.
And then inhabited the body of an unborn child.
Yep. And Yomi's like, well, I'm gonna one day take control of this entire world. As soon as Ryzen passes. Oh shit, Ryzen's passing. All right, well, time to bring in Kurama. I have a surprise for him.
It's the guy you sent to kill me.
I didn't send anyone to kill you, Kurama. You're too smart. I know. I heard your heart race as soon as you saw the assassin. Yep. I know you sent him to kill me. And honestly, actually, you know what, Kurama? Hold that thought. Hey, assassin, wake up. What? Tell me, this is your last chance, and I will let you finally die. Because I've been torturing you for the past thousands of years. Who was the one that, who gave you the order to take my life? He never told me his name, but he had, like, white hair. And there's the confirmation.
Yep, there
Yomi immediately stomps the brains out of this guy, and he's like, I had a suspicion it was you, Kurama, but I'm not even mad. Thanks to you, all of this is possible. Aren't you happy? And Kurama's just like, fuck.
Yeah. Now, you could almost kind of argue, especially how the rest of this arc goes, this could have all just been part of Kurama's plan to teach Yomi patience and to be a better person, demon thing.
Well, that's how Yomi took Kurama's just like, man, you fucking killed Jerry. I'm not going to forgive you for this.
That was the old Yoko. Yeah, so Kurama, he basically pretty much becomes second in command by taking care of those lieutenants.
Yes! By killing Mermaid Nappa! Can I talk about that?
Please, Mermaid Nappa.
So, when Kurama's brought in and Yomi's like, yep, I figured it was you, Kurama. I'm going to bring you into the fold. And, well, it's like, Kurama, I want you to be my personal representative on the Jedi Council. And Kurama's just like, oh, okay, sure, why not? And in this boardroom of meetings, we have science eel creature, short, stumpy thing, whatever his name is. We'll call him Sludgy. Dr. Sludgy.
Dr. Sludgy.
Yes, I feel like that's the appropriate name for him. So Dr. Sludgy brings up a chart and it's like, all right, everyone, here's the battle power of Ryzen, Yomi, and Makuro. Ryzen's still the top dog, but we suspect he's going to die in like a week or so. Oh, no, like a year. A year or half a year. It's one of those two.
It was a year.
Awesome. And so it's like, when that happens, we'll make considerable means in the meantime. We'll make Yomi have a kid and train him to be some kind of super badass that will insult the legacy of Toguro even more. But let's not focus on semantics. Let's just focus on our battle power. And then Kurama's just like, now hold up. The three rulers are one thing, but what about the second in command? And it's like, well, we have Mermaid Nappa and our forces. I'm super strong. Yeah, I have a
We
power
have so
level.
many people.
I have a power level of 82,000. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Togashi introduced power levels.
Yes. At the worst possible time.
Yeah, I love how like this final arc they do that. I'm just sitting here like 100,000 what?
100,000.
Anyways.
Yes. And so, our Mermaid Nappa is the strongest of the second in command, and then we have Hokenshin, who I think is the weakest, I believe. And
maybe
it's either him or it was the second in command of Bakuro that we never ever see or talk about because god damn it, Togashi, god damn it, anime, why?
Let's go with that one.
Damn it.
Let's go with that one being the weaker.
Damn you all. He looked so cool too. Fuck.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Kurama was like, what about the second in commands? Because it doesn't matter. The rulers kill each other. It's going to be the second in commands. They're going to decide the future. And, well, it turns out that, Kurama's insolence of wisdom is starting to tick off Mermaid Nappa here. Because Kurama's given off the air that he is the now new second in command.
Yeah.
So, Mermaid Nappa's like, Yomi, are you going to listen to him? Oh, I'm sorry. Kurama just proposed me a plan that might actually make me ruler. And what have you done in the thousands of years you've been in employ, Nappa? Oh, that's right. It's been a deadlock. Thanks. Yeah. I'm going with Kurama's plan. He has a solution. You're just been part of the problem.
And then not only that, but Kurama then takes 6 warriors, 6 people that we know, fun fact, our good old dark tournament gang of Chu, Jin, and the others. And they basically get trained by Kurama and Genkai.
I think it's just Genkai.
Well, Kurama brings them there.
Yeah, it's like the Genkai training, which also offers almost contradiction number 2. I say almost because it's not a human, it's just a demon. But yeah, Kurama's like, hey, if I can bring 6 warriors and raise them to be like S-class demons, that will really help in terms of like the final battle between the 2 warring factions, or the remnants of Ryzen and the full force of Bakuro and our forces. It's going to help a lot. Trust me on this. We can do this, team. So Kurama brings our favorite teams from the Dark Tournament: Jin, Yo-Yo Bitch, Chu, who.
What?
We'll get to Chu. We will get to him.
What's wrong with Chu?
We'll find out when we're older. Anyway, we also have Shishi Wakamaru and Suzaku.
Oh yeah,
son of a bitch.
An ice boy.
Toya.
Yeah, Toya.
Todo Toya.
Yeah.
Toyoroki. But these 6, they're brought to Genkai, and Kurama's like, yeah, everything's kind of riding on you guys. And Genkai is like, all right, well, the good news is spirit energy can be practically limitless, even though Toguro made a point of like demon energy has its limits but has its uses. I guess I'm wrong now. Yeah. And so Genkai trains these 6 demons, and somehow all of them become S-class. They reach Sensui levels through Genkai training. It makes no fucking sense, but yet somehow she did it.
Well, what when a man and woman love each other very much.
There are no women there except for Genkai. And I know she's not putting out for anyone. Not in this lifetime. Maybe in the next lifetime when she sees Toguro, but not in this lifetime.
Well, you know, things and stuff happens.
So this is like, cool, you all reach S-Class.
Yeah.
Suzaka is S-Class. Oh.
Yeah.
Shishiwakumaru is S-Class.
Yo-Yo
Bitch is now canonically as strong as Sensui. Why, Togashi? Why? And, you know, some of these S-Class warriors, you may be thinking, Trevor, stop being mean. They're going to have, like, so many moments. They're going to really prove themselves in whatever fights they have.
Yeah.
It's like that line from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged where little Karibo's doing like a recap, and it's like, hey, I have these guys from Team 4, we're dealing off against Team 4-Star, and then Tristan's like, I'm sure their characters will be both memorable and hilarious, and then you just see in brackets, oops. That's Togashi's like, I'm sure I'll make these characters amazing with their new S-Class abilities. Oops.
Well, we'll get to those moments a little later because I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
When I give my reasoning later. Yeah,
it's watchable. It's just like it's so jarring to see, but
especially for like Suzaku, I'm just like, you're somewhat S-Class, okay.
Yeah,
I think he's the one that's most jarring. I'm just like,
yeah, it's like,
I don't know about you.
Man, Yusuke's training got kind of pussy whipped, didn't it, then, in terms of everything?
Yep.
That's part of the jarring reason. But anyway, Kurama is going to build up these 6 warriors, and Mermaid Nappa's not taking it. He does a scan of Kurama. It's like, he only has like 34,000 attack points. I can fucking murder him. Hey, Fox boy. Yeah. And then Kurama just transforms into Yoko and it's like, that's your lesson, Mermaid Nappa. Never, ever make a move unless you know what the outcome is. Numbers aren't everything. And as Kurama instantly murders Mermaid Nappa, proving that power levels are bullshit. That's why I've been calling him Nappa. As he dies, the scanner then goes to like 134 or something thousand. And just like, oof, yeah, Kurama just annihilated him. Which means Kurama's now the new second in command.
Yeah.
And so they were getting ready. So yeah, that was the Yomi side of the story. We got 2 more sides of the story, and I think you have the Hiei section.
I have that next.
You advocate for this A-class story, this character completion arc. All right, fine.
This isn't even the moment I'm even referencing, but
I know what you're going to lead into. I know it.
Well, we'll talk about that part later on. But yeah, we get Hiei's side now.
Hiei!
Yeah, he gets recruited by Mukuro, who's still in bandages. And basically, so Hiei's is a little more simpler than Kurama's. It's basically like, I'm going to throw you in this jail cell dungeon, and you're going to fight all these A-class demons until you get stronger.
Do I have to, Mommy? Yes.
Kill them all.
Well, we don't know that it's Mommy yet, so just
I know. It's maybe not Mommy, maybe someone else.
Yeah. But we actually get we actually get the story of Hiei. Like where he came from and why he became the person he became. So apparently, when a boy is born in this ice demon spirit world place, it's basically a sin because it means that the ice apparition went to a human and got pregnant. Therefore, a boy was born instead of the natural girl progression of the ice village.
Yes, so what do they do? Somehow pregnant females are not a thing in Demon World.
Exactly. So what do they do with this young little boy I'll just toss him aside the cliff. Bye. And so Hiei meets up with some bandits, basically gets raised by these bandits, and eventually he goes back to the village. Does he kill everybody? I don't remember.
In the village, I don't believe so. I think he just goes there and he sees what happens, and I think that's also the time he gets to see his sister.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. So he finds out about Yukina. Yeah, I mean, Hiei's is a very simple story.
Yeah, simple character. Yeah. And the real benefit of this entire arc, and you can say this for like all of the main characters. Side characters are debatable, but for the main characters, like their stories are done. They're completed. Yeah. You get the backstories, you got to see how they grew up throughout the series, and you get to see their ending. And they all wind up in a good place. And it's like, you don't, especially nowadays, especially fucking nowadays, where everything needs to have a continuation of some sort. Guys, it's okay if a story ends. That's what makes it good.
It's fine. I don't need to see the peaceful times of a ninja village.
Yeah, it's oh man.
Yeah. And you might be wondering, who is this fine fellow that is facing off against Hiei? Well, his name is Shigure?
Yes.
Yes, Shigure. And he is the doctor that implanted him with the Jagan eye. Dun, 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 dun. So they has a fight, and Hiei beats him. But there's a lot of dialogue with this. Basically, like, he's the one that put the... because he's a man of poetic stories and likes to have things be sad and depressing and dramatic and all that.
Yeah, he kind of values like fights and like he takes on clients dependent on how they act, like what they do, what do they bring to the table, what makes them interested that this guy, this doctor, by the way, should operate on.
And he basically tells Hiei, all right, fine, I'll put it in there, but you can't tell your sister who you are, which Hiei wasn't going to anyways, because he just hates himself.
There's also another reason. All the strength Hiei had, well, he was already strong, but the doctor said, hey, you do know that I'm essentially giving you a D power. You're essentially going to go from like, what was it, a B or C? Like, oh no, I don't think Hiei is confirmed, but it's basically like you're going into like the lowest class of demon. That's what this Jagan Eye will do to you. You're gonna lose all your strength and then have to rebuild yourself up. Congratulations, you are now Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3. Good luck.
oh, that's sad. So yeah, Hiei defeats him, and that's when we get the reveal of Mukuro. Mukuro is a woman.
Mukuro, but yes, Mukuro. Yeah. One with
Mukuro.
Should I say it?
What?
She has like the best backstory, probably.
We'll get to that.
One of the best.
Yes, one of the best.
I honestly think that Oda took some notes from this backstory and put it to Bella Hancock.
Yep. But yeah, Mukuro, like as she's healing Hiei, they have a mind meld, or they link up. They link up with their minds and connect, and Mukuro just takes it all and bears it all, and we'll get more into their dynamic and quote unquote relationship.
Yeah. Can I also mention that Mukuro is my favorite of the three?
I don't blame you for thinking that. Like
I love Mukuro, and like whenever I rewatch it, it's like I somehow forget a lot about Mukuro's character. It's like, oh yeah, she had the backstory. Okay, and oh my god, that's right. She has like one of the best fucking powers in the entire series.
Yes. Oh my
and
god.
An amazing, not an amazing fight, but an amazing moment. And oh god, there's a lot to love about Mukuro.
And then just at the end of it, like, so good. It's so like I completely forgot about it all until like rewatching it, and I'm like, oh shit, you are one of the best things of this final arc.
Yeah.
Like you're up there. You're up there. So sorry, I'm keeping this a little shorter, but
That's fine.
you know, it's simple. So Ryzen dies.
Yay! Piece of
And-
shit.
I know. And he has a good moment with Yusuke where he's just like, yeah, I'm dying.
We should probably quickly say that this moment was before we had the nice goodbye. It was Ryzen is literally on like the last few minutes of life support,
Yeah.
and he can't take the starvation. He is now desperate. And let's just address the elephant in the room. If it wasn't for all the training that Yusuke went through,
He would have been dead.
he would have died instantly.
Yep.
He would have been like Yusuke still can like pull any punches. Well, Yusuke tries fighting back against Ryzen, but Ryzen had like this is what Ryzen's strength was back in the heyday, just going all out, not caring about anything. Yusuke barely survived. He was gonna die too.
He was, yeah. Like he was about to die from all that.
Yeah, and Ryzen at the last possible second goes like, oh, shit, I almost did it. Well, I'm out. Peace. By the way, son, chase your dreams. Do the things you love for the people you love. I know I'm like a piece of shit, but hey, I know I'm proud of you. I know I can be proud of you, bitch. Peace. And then he dies.
The end.
One of the better moments of Demon Kind, just being like, yeah, I know I fucked up, but hey, maybe you could do something different. Maybe you can actually be with your woman.
Yeah, maybe you can actually live the life I wish I could have. But as soon as Ryzen dies, Yomi and Mukuro notice.
Yep, and now they're just basically waiting for Yusuke to make a move. It's like, we don't know anything about this. And
which he does by taking all of the riches of Ryzen and being like, here you go.
It's like, okay. Well, thank you so much for the peace offering.
Yeah. Wait. We almost missed the moment from the beginning.
Where it was when Yusuke is
when he arrives.
Yeah, when he first arrives. And Hokushin is like, all right, we have to watch what we say, Yusuke. Yomi's hearing is so good that he can hear anything in his kingdom. And then Yusuke's like, oh, really? Yomi, you son of a bitch! Pour up a kettle of tea! And then he walks on over, and then Dr. Sludgy is there too. He gets his power scanner out. It's like, yes, now we will see how strong he is. The scanner can't read him.
Yep.
Fuck!
Damn it.
And then
Piece of junk, who created this?
Oh, wait, shit. It was me. But yeah, Yusuke and Yomi meet, and it's a tense moment because you don't know what's going to happen. Yusuke's just acting his casual self, and Yomi is just like, what are you doing? Oh, you're giving me riches? That's adorable. And Yusuke's like, yeah, and guess what? I'm going to drag you off that throne. And then Yomi's like,
are you now?
Let me raise my power level for you. And it's like, oh no. And Kurama's in the back room with the rest of the Dark Tournament teams because they've been hired to just be on standby to kill Yusuke.
Can I also just say I love the little bit that they have, especially I don't know if this is in the manga, but in the anime, they have a little bit where like they each raise up a piece of paper of what they're saying in their mind.
It's narrated.
Yeah, and it's narrated.
Well, that's the lovely thing, Hawkins. A lot of the stuff, I mean, like 90% of what you see in the anime is not in the manga.
Oh, goody.
So we don't have to worry about comparisons from here on out. This is just pure anime.
What's up, Lord Daimyo?
Hello. We're crying and dying because we don't want to stop talking about the series. But this also leads into one of my favorite moments of the series where Yusuke makes a little speech, and it's like, yeah, I am going to take you off the throne because that's what I'm giving up my throne.
Yep.
And hey, depending on what happens, maybe Makuro's going to go off her throne too. And Yomi's like, I'm interested. What is your proposal, Mr. Urameshi? It's like, it's simple. Let's have a fucking tournament. And all these riches that I just gave you, they have names inscribed on them. And it's like, oh, yes, I can see. I see my name, Kurama's name, and Hokushin. Wait, what? You really want a tournament? Yeah. And the winner rules over us all until the next tournament. And then...
It's called democracy.
It's not Yusuke.
I love that line. He's just like, yeah, for every like 3 to 4 years, we'll have this tournament, and whoever wins will rule us all. It's called democracy. It's from our world. And to be honest, when you stop and think about it, he's kind of right.
I know, but not in terms of fighting. I wish that would be the case, because then The Rock would be president.
Would he, though?
He's pretty tough. Unless we get the guy that played the Mountain on Game of Thrones. Oh, man, if he was an American citizen, he would be president for life.
Yes. But yeah, so Yusuke proposes a tournament, every demon for himself, representing themselves, and Yomi agrees to it, and so does Makuro.
Oh, yeah, Yomi agrees because of Makuro.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Makuro's like, Hiei, just tell everyone in my faction that I accept Yusuke's terms. I like where this is going. Yeah. Let's go. There's no more Makuro Nation. And then Yomi hears that, and he's like, damn you, Makuro. And then Kurama comes out. The entire assassination squad comes out. It's like, yo, a tournament? I can be king? Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And then you get that big old reunion with Yusuke and Cho, and it's such a nice moment. One of my favorites.
It is. So Yusuke actually meets Makuro too on their way out.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm sorry for your dad's death. All right, bye.
Here's a flower. Put it on his grave. Bye.
Yes. I held no ill will.
Yeah, none. I admired him as a rival. And it's like, oh, cool, neat.
I fucking love Makuro.
Again, it's that honor system.
Yep, Makuro's it's just
and
Makuro
speaking of honor system, as Yusuke does that, we see this group of ruffians here who apparently used to spar with Ryzen back in the day. And
spar.
It leads to probably my favorite part of character growth for Yusuke. Just looking at these guys and girls like around Ryzen's grave, and he's just like, wow, maybe my dad, he might have been a piece of shit, but he like brought all these people together.
Yeah.
And all that. Like maybe he wasn't as bad, and like actually has admiration for a father figure.
Yeah, because he only knew him at the end of his life. He didn't know Ryzen like during his life. And Ryzen, he traveled Demon World, and as he gained control, he met many people in this squad that's like, man, I'm gonna kick your ass. Ryzen's like, I just kicked your ass. What are you gonna do about it? Well, can I fight you again instead of dying? Dude, that's what I encourage. Fucking go for it. Yeah. We're a gym now.
Yeah, and even in that year that Yusuke was there, he didn't even learn anything about Ryzen.
Yeah, it was just training, just powering up, because Ryzen knew it's like, you got to get stronger if you're going to stand to Yomi Makuro to keep the balance.
Yeah, so it's just a nice moment with this gang of characters,
Yeah, I love it.
I know, I do too. But speaking of which, we have a tournament to do.
And thus the downfall begins.
So here's the one thing I'm going to say with all this. It's, at least with the anime, I know the manga, what was it, like a clip show?
Manga doesn't exist for this part.
Okay. So one thing I appreciate here is that gang of demons we saw, a lot of them fight our friends here, like Jin and Toya and Chu and all that. And at least for the most part, minus Chu, a lot of them have respectable fights against one another. And again, with that whole honor system, it's that thing where they see a little bit of themselves in these youngins coming up. And there's a lot of moments that are like with Jin's fight, for example. It's a big passing of the torch moment, being like, okay, I see you, I notice you, you're just like me. I'm going to give you the respect. You're lucky that you fought me in this aspect. So you're kind of seeing like the old guard versus the new guard in this way. Because especially with Yusuke being like the new Ryzen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the good part of all this. Yeah, it's just like, okay, their training with Genkai was kind of wasted, but
the dialogue and the themes are good.
In a way, it kind of wasn't, because especially like with Jin's case, because we actually get like a good, decent fight with Jin and Beret guy.
Yeah, and with Jin, it's like it's kind of been built up thanks to the anime, because ever since Jin lost, it's like, I'm gonna take on Yusuke. I want to fight him. I'm gonna do whatever I can. Then here comes this guy that just annihilates Jin. It's just like, hey, you remind me of me. But you gotta realize there's more to life than just a rivalry. Take it from me, because that's what I did with Ryzen. Now look at us. He's dead. I have no goal, so I'm just fighting for this, and I gotta figure out what I gotta do.
And I mean, if it wasn't for Genkai's training, Jin probably would have died.
Yeah,
because like he passed out on his feet. Like that's nothing to snuff at against like an
only
S-class
Whitebeard was able to do that,
and Rock Lee and probably some other characters.
And only Whitebeard was able to do that.
Also, the return of Coda. Look at her.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, the writing and the themes are strong in terms of the dialogue. If only the fights had that same effect.
And I think that's one thing to just kind of think about with this arc, is that the fights they're not meant to be fights, as we'll see with one of them. It's more of character moments for these people.
Agree to disagree. But yeah.
So yeah, the tournament starts, and our Dark Tournament team does fine, but they end up getting their asses kicked anyways. Except for Chu. Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is the fight that gives me that reasoning of saying that these are not like choreographical fights. These are story fights. Like,
well, okay.
Story and character-driven fights.
The Dark Tournament fights were pretty much all about choreography, because it was that choreography that the others used to connect to one another. With Mikuro and Hiei, this is really just one big character moment for both of them. Hiei actually doing something good, like being selfless again for another person. No, another woman? Le gasp! And Mikuro just trying to, like, she's just trying to get Hiei to open up. It's like, man, you've just been a slave all these years. Don't act like me, because I've been a slave. And who's going to tell the backstory and her powers? You or me?
You can.
All right, kids, time for another story with Uncle Trev.
So, many eons ago, when the gods were still young, when Star Fox Zero had the potential to be not utter horseshit, there was a time when Mikuro was a wee little girl in Demon World, and you may be thinking, it doesn't sound so bad. She was a slave. She got caught. And much like Kenshin, everyone she knew and loved was murdered around her. And it's just, oh. And yes, she was a slave. She was abused. And I think it's hinted that there was more than one type of abuse.
Yeah.
Again, the Law and Order SVU team should be here any minute now. That sick-ass ADA. But Mikuro eventually got free. Unfortunately, there is a little trinket around her arm, or not her arm, around her wrist. A single handcuff that was made from the fires of Mount Doom, and only by tossing it into the same black burning abyss? Can the chains be broken? Unfortunately, Mount Doom was destroyed during Yusuke and Sensui's fight, so that wristband is not going anywhere. I know, it's utter horseshit. Just fucking work with me here. I'm making fucking parallels and shit. Yeah. So, Bakuru always held on to that slave resentment, or not resentment. She's always had that. She's just had this symbol of slavery attached to her name, and she kind of became a demon lord to not be one of those, to instead being the ruler, not the slave. And well, it kind of reflects in Bakuro's land. It's like it is kind of all about strength, but it's just that she doesn't really allow for super hostilities in her camp. We don't see really much of anything, but it's like, oh, it's just the concept of strength and strength alone. It's kind of like what Bakuro had to learn to survive in Demon World, and then during this fight with Hiei is just trying his fucking best. He doesn't stand a ghost of a chance.
Yuki boy. Hiei is just trying his best, and he is a skilled fighter, but Bakuro is just outclassing him. This is like what happens when you play Smash Brothers Melee and you try to pit Bowser against Fox. Hiei can hit hard, but the speed and grace of Bakuro is just way too much for Hiei. He can never catch a break. Well, what also, and I mean, we kind of get this later too, when during the last episode. I don't know if the manga says this at all, or maybe you just said it. I forgot. But most of her power comes from hatred.
Yeah,
and this fight that she's in, she doesn't hate Hiei, so. Even though she's only fighting at, I think they said it was about half her actual power.
It's still too much.
Yeah, it's still way too much, which leads into one of my. I know you had started freaking out about it earlier, but that power she has,
she is insane. How the fuck did she not win against the other two?
She can cut the third dimension.
How the fuck can she do that?
It's like, wait, what? She can cut the third dimension?
She can cut the Kakai barrier. She could have cut that barrier. She could have started the apocalypse at any time, but thanks to her own past, she kind of never felt a need to do that. But not only can she cut the third dimension, she can cut it in a way that can leave you trapped in a force field.
Yeah.
She makes a cage of ripped reality. Absorb that statement into your beings right now. Imagine right now you are surrounded by lines that rip through the very fabric of space. Enough fucking said. And that's not her only ability, by the way.
No. It's the main ability we see.
Yeah. Her secondary ability is just she can punch energy explosions.
It's like, what? How did you not compete with Ryzen?
I feel like she's like the technique girl, where it's her techniques, if you can get past her techniques, you're done.
Yeah.
Or she's done. Ryzen is brute Saiyan power.
And
Bakuro is a Super Saiyan God rank Master Roshi.
Oh my God.
And Yomi is Golden Frieza.
Yeah.
But yeah, they each have their own ways. And I literally just thought of how she might be able to, why she wanted to cut the third dimension, how she learned that ability. Well, man, I'm taking a page out of Shonen Oji's book and just making up shit to make the character sound that much more interesting. But wouldn't it be really cool if Mukuro, as a child, she's this can't be my life. This can't be my reality. And she wanted to find a way to get out of it. And through her constant attempts and her power, she slowly discovered a way to cut through a reality.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Man, that would have been so cool if that was the reason. But it's just like, she could do this. Oh. It's insane. Again, Togashi, it doesn't make sense. But okay. Yeah, it somehow does.
Yeah. I really love how she's pushing Hiei to open up.
Yeah.
And again, like in the anime, they have this conversation where they're talking with their fists and all that. Because at one point, Hiei stops using his sword and just starts fighting with his fists. And everyone's just like,
to a funny line.
Everyone's just like, what the hell is he doing? That's not a Hiei fighting. That's not how he fights.
And well, it kind of ends with Hiei at the edge of his rope, and it's like, I will take you down. I will defeat you somehow. So let's see if he can take on the Dragon of the Darkness Flame.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he has a secondary ulterior motive in mind, where he attacks, he fails, but when he loses the fight, something happens. That black burning abyss that from the fires of Mount Doom itself, it came back, and it turned out that Dragon of the Darkness Flame, it was kind of aimed at Mukuro's wristband or wrist cuff.
Shackle. Yeah,
yes, thank you. I was trying to think of the word.
The remnants of the shackle that she kept on her as a reminder.
And she was finally, at long last, just free.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I'm free. And then Hiei said, now you don't have to hate the world anymore. You can just do what you want. Which, for Hiei, fucking Hiei to say.
No, I feel like he's not only telling that to her, but himself.
I can totally see that happening.
Like, it's so good. And then they both fuck.
Yeah, they definitely.
He might not have won this battle. Oh, but he won the war.
He won the war in the sheets.
Oh.
It was like a very spectacular moment.
Also, Hiei is how you do an edgy character. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, there's a reason why if anyone goes to like well-written edgy characters, Hiei's like always at the top of the list. I cannot go one list without seeing Hiei. Unfortunately, there are some popularity issues. Like, oh my God, it's Sasuke. He's so much better. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Sasuke kid.
Oh my God. Yeah, Sasuke's such a better character than Hiei, right?
Don't get me started. We still gotta have that stream where we just it's gonna just be called Sasuke Sucks Bash Stream.
Sasuke sucks. The sucking in. The bashing in.
The bashing of Sasuke Uchiha.
I will gladly host that on my channel because I have nothing to lose. I want to make sure you and T grow.
Good. Speaking of growing, because I'm done with this conversation. Habba-dubba-ba. So kind of the opposite of what we talked about earlier, where like Hiei's beginnings of being recruited was the simple part of everything. Kuroma's part here with his fight and growth is very simple. He just wants to leave his past behind.
Yeah, he had his time as a demon, and now living as Kurama, he's like, I actually like my human side, and I know I've been dragged into this, but since Yusuke kind of freed everyone to do their own thing, this is the path I chose.
Yeah.
Which is very commendable.
Leads to a fight with Shigure, and yeah, I mean, Yoko tries to come out, and Kurama's like, no, I'm going to do this on my own. And with his own power, grows a giant fucking tree from thousands of years ago.
Yep.
That he supposedly planted thousands of years ago. And everyone's just like, damn, he planned this that long ago? What the hell?
And then Yomi's like, no, he didn't exactly plan it, but he always has a backup.
Yeah. And a good moment with Shigure here too. Like at the end of the fight, like he concedes defeat, but
He still takes the win.
no, well, Kurama still wins.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant, oh, shit. I got mixed up there. Because Kurama technically kind of admits, like, he both lost and won. You were talking about Shigure. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, because Shigure is just like, all right, I lost. And as a man of the sword, I can't lose twice. So he just kind of kills himself.
That's right.
And it's just like, all right, bye.
Yep. This is such a weird final battle for Kurama.
Yeah, it is. Because, like, Shigure doesn't really have any ties with him. He's just the opponent he has.
Well, this is the weird thing. You could have totally made this battle work if you let the two of them converse more, because thematically, they kind of would make great opponents. Because in terms of Kurama, the main difference here is that Kurama doesn't want to give himself up. He doesn't want to become more like a demon. And that's Shigure's whole thing. He wants to alter people. Yeah. Kurama just wants to stay. So there is like something thematically that you could pull from. It just needed more.
Yeah,
that's what this needed.
And like they kind of do it a little bit, but not enough to make it to like obvious. Really dig your teeth into. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's something that you would have to really just sit down and think like, yeah, I guess that could be the case.
Yeah. So, but I mean, overall, like this was fine though, and especially the moment at the end with Yomi and Kurama, where Yomi's just like, okay, so you have finally just decided to leave your past behind.
And Kurama's like, yes.
Yeah. Oh shit! I just remembered we didn't talk about it.
The brat.
Yeah,
let's talk about the brat real quick.
So Yomi has a kid. Who's, I guess, as strong as Yusuke, quote unquote.
Well, that's what the kid says.
Yeah. But it's actually some good like character development growth.
Yeah, I can gladly take the reins so you don't have to on this one.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. It's time for story number 3.
Oh, God.
Eons ago, when the gods were still young, when One Piece was still a 10 out of 10 instead of a 6 out of 10 right now, there came a time where Yomi had a little shit stain of a brat named Shitty. That's his name now. I know it starts with an S, like Shura or Shora, that's his name.
Yep,
but he doesn't deserve to have a name on the street. We shall call him Shitty.
Yep.
So Shitty here is both organically and artificially grown. It's very odd.
Yeah.
Where it's like, Yomi... So... I don't know, but either Yomi fucked a random woman or he fucked a machine. One of those two.
I think he's just a test tube baby.
I want to say that. I really do.
It's like an organic test tube baby.
What's weird is that there's no explanation of it. It's just like, your son. Yes, good. My son shall rule.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the plan to like have him fully grown? And then Yomi just took him out early?
I believe so, but he was mainly created so that Yomi had an edge in the tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Shitty here is grown, and well, he's artificially grown in this tube, and it's like his only purpose in life is to test his limits and to kill everyone. Kill the other demons and make sure that good old daddy gets to that throne of almightiness and gives Shitty that little old lollipop he so desperately wants. But things changed, where Shitty now realizes that, hey, guess what? In this tournament, your first big match will be against your dad.
Yep.
And Shitty is just like, well, you know what? Fine. I'm going to take you on. I can defeat you, father, with all I got. I'm not going to hold anything back. And Yomi's like,
Okay.
yeah, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Come at me whatever you want, whichever way. Just fight me.
Yeah.
Take me on.
And basically just uses it as a big teaching lesson of, hey, here's what you do if you're getting your ass kicked.
And this is why you're acting like me, and why you should never act like me, son. And whoops his ass.
And it is, I love it because, again,
It's cathartic.
Trevor keeps calling him Shitty, and there's a reason he keeps calling him Shitty instead of his real
fucking
name.
Annoying.
Annoying little brat piece of shit.
I think that's like a clever way for the anime show. It's like, guys, this is how Yomi acted when he was working with Yoko Kurama. We need to understand why he was blinded in the first place.
Yes. But yeah, so Yomi has some good character moments here, which all leads up to his eventual clash with our boy.
Also, he has a special trick that this is Yomi's ticket into the 3 demon lord territory. His ability is just having a barrier that can cancel out demon energy.
Oh yeah.
That was his ticket in. He's pretty strong, but that barrier is OP. It's like 17 from Dragon Ball Super. That barrier is so fucking useful.
For a little bit, until we find out what can penetrate it.
A fist. A Jiren fist. Oh wait, we're talking about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. So yeah, Kurama has his neat little moment.
Yeah.
It's neat. Main event time. Yomi versus Yusuke. And the best moment of Yusuke in this whole goddamn show, this whole goddamn series. So let's flashback for a second.
Yeah.
Yusuke, he is trying to find his place everywhere. And throughout the whole series, he's fighting demons to protect Keiko and save Kuwabara. And in this fight, he realizes, wait, what exactly am I fighting for? Why am I doing all of this? Why am I even here still? Like, why? And he doesn't just think this, he outwardly says this.
And it's in the middle of his fight.
Yeah, and Yomi hears this with his big ears that he has. And he's just like, wait.
What did you just say?
What the fuck did you just say? I gave up every single thing that I had to do this stupid tournament. I had character development because of this stupid tournament. And for what? Because you don't know what you want to do with your life? You stupid child. And just like wails on Yusuke. And God damn.
It's very reminiscent of how when Yusuke was punched by Toguro, he didn't feel much. The pain was on the inside. And well, his eyes do go white for a hot minute. And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing because there's no, like, I don't exactly have a world to save.
Yeah.
He still has that evil side where it's like, I don't care if you eat humans. It comes back in full force again with like, I don't have a world to save. What am I doing? And then this leads into this is probably the best moment in the show aside from Yusuke getting that power up against Toguro, where Yusuke is just like, I have to try. I do have to give it my best shot now. And so he's just wasting his gunshots away, wasting all the spirit energy that he has.
Well, the demon energy he has.
Well, yes, that's what I meant. All that sweet, juicy demonic energy he spent a year training and honing. And it's not working. It's not working at all.
Because Yomi has his nice little 17 barrier.
But suddenly, well, as Yomi foolishly didn't take into account, demon energy isn't what Yusuke has as his only reserve. He still has spirit energy.
and that starts getting mixed in with the demon shots
Mhm.
unintentionally. Yusuke's just firing blind.
Yeah,
But
he's just spamming that B button right now.
it's working. It's slowly working. The barrier is not holding up, and he's just getting slowly hit over and over and over again. And well, this leads into like another random fisticuffs moment where, my God, if the whole fight was like this, oh, it would easily crack my top 10. But it's like this no holds barred fisticuff match that's unfortunately not doing much to Yomi. But when Yusuke's on his last edge, the last step away, a certain song starts to play. I think it was called Tatakai no Hate.
Yes.
That song starts playing, and suddenly everything goes black, and all you see are just like the outlines of the characters, and everyone, like, somehow they're all just conversing thought-wise. It's like, does Yusuke really think he can win? And Yusuke's like, bring it on. Every character is just talking. It's like, yep, this fight's over. But why is he not giving up? It's like Yusuke discovered his second wind. And because during that, when you hear that sweet fucking choir just booming in, and then you hear Genkai's speech from the Dark Torrents, like, you're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for them. Every decision you've ever made, it will affect the countless people who love you. And it's just like, yep, that's all I needed. Just to... And then, in probably, maybe one of my favorite choices the adaptation ever did, Yusuke starts glowing yellow, and it's like, is this sensory sacred energy? No, says Koema. This is something else. And it's like a mix of demon and human energy, all exploding. And then Kurama just hears, well, Kuwabara appears behind Kurama. It's like, that's right, he's gonna kick your butt like you're a regular named guy in a wrestling event. And Kurama just turns around to Nicole, like,
he's like, Kuwabara?
And then he's like, he's here too, in spirit.
I love that moment so much.
And then you hear Justin Cook scream his goddamn heart out. And it's an amazing moment. And then Struggle of Sadness starts playing, and the two of them just wail on each other in the final battle.
We get one last Kuwabara moment. And I think it's near the end of this fight, because I think it's like, it's like they black them out, and it's just him as a background, and he just says, "There's a reason I keep fighting him."
Oh, it's actually way after that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's when he's talking to Koenma. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. The fight ends with Yusuke and Yomi with just having like one last punch that creates a giant pillar explosion.
Yep.
Now, if the whole fight was like that, instead of like near Act 3, this fight would easily make like the top 10. Fucking dramatic. Oh, man. But again, this is, I said it before, and I'm saying it again right now. This is the equivalent of Gohan versus Cell, where it's not the best fight. It's not, you could even argue it's not a good fight, but it has one of the best moments in the entire fucking series.
And not only that, but this fight had consequences for other fights happening at the same time.
Yes.
To the point where, like, ever since like this fight started and concluded, everyone went full on out, to the point where everyone, even Makuro, wasted all of their energy. And after a week of the tournament, Yusuke wakes up and the tournament's over. Winner is our... I'm going to go back to him. Because he was in our slide earlier. Red guy here. I forgot his name.
Enki.
Enki, yes. He ends up becoming the new Lord of Demon World, and basically says, all right, stop doing mischief in the real world. Stop picking on humans. We're going to be decent people and try to make a better place for Demon World.
Took away from Ryzen.
Yep.
And I just got to say, it's a nice moment. And I do want to also comment that in terms of
the final battle, everyone stopped to watch Yusuke versus Yomi. But when Yusuke and Yomi like go all out, yeah, it makes everyone go all out in such a nice moment. And yeah, Yomi made it to the next fight as well, because Yomi technically won. He was the one that got off thanks to Shitty, his son.
Yeah.
And Yusuke is just down and out. He wasted everything. Yomi just had that like 1% to get back up, but he didn't last the next fight. He lost. So yeah.
Like he lost, and from what Kurama says, it was from an opponent that he really should not have lost to.
Yeah. But it was thanks to Yusuke's final push that kind of just ended the old era of demons in a way.
Yeah.
And like Rising Squad 1.
Yeah. And Yomi goes on this quest with Shitty, just to kind of learn about life and all that. And yeah, I mean, Demon World's pretty good, and we have a nice, probably another good moment too, here at the end.
Yes,
with his like final conversation with Ryzen.
Yeah, like Yusuke says, "I'm heading on out. I kind of respect you now."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Go to her, Yusuke. Go to you know who. Go to you know who. Tell her how you feel, because you're done. You did everything you needed to, son."
Yep. And I'm sorry if I am like speeding through some of this, but that's because I have to do something soon.
I have to head on out around 1:40. Got one more hour in me. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I got like 20 minutes.
Okay, we're doing this.
So fun fact: Koenma was there watching everything. And he has a nice little chat with Yusuke at the end, being like, "Well, this is basically the end of your journey. This is your official firing.
Yeah, you're officially fired. Yeah, that's fine. I quit."
Yeah, and that's when we get the moment with Kuwabara, because like they're talking about Yusuke's plan and how his plan was just kind of very, very reckless, because who would have known what would have happened if like a bad demon won,
or if Yomi won,
yeah. So it's one of those things where, again, like having these fights and being able to like get it all out there really kind of helped Demon World kind of like unify in a sense, So Yomi still got his unification that he wanted somewhat. Makuro got happiness now because she got boinked by a three-eyed ice demon with fire powers.
And now there's no more barriers to worry about on Ryzen's side. So
yeah,
bang, it's over.
Yeah, there's peace. Peace with the spirit world and the real world and the demon world. So what's next for everybody? Well,
technically it should have been a final chapter where the gang come together one last time to save all of existence from a group of terrorists, but we get one last really nice episode. Oh, there's also one more difference the anime takes away from the manga. In the manga, Genkai's dead at the end.
Oh, so that's why the anime, she's all like, take my land.
Yeah, in the manga, she's dead, and the reason why everyone reunites is, well, you think it's Yusuke's funeral because he pushed the wrong button at the end. But no, it turns out that it was Genkai's funeral, just living out that full life, and that's why everyone assembled.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting choice the anime made.
I can imagine they didn't want to end it on such like a sour note again for Genkai. Let her live. Let her die in peace or whatever.
Well, I guess since we're talking about the ending.
Yes. So yeah, the ending episode, we get to see a final scene between Hiei and Kurama.
Yep.
We get to see Kuwabara actually be accomplished. And, well, everyone's assembled together except for Yusuke. Did he even make it back to Human World? And Keiko is like, kind of rightfully so. She screams, "I'm done! I'm fucking sick of this! God fucking damn it!"
It's so good. Just like her just screaming out at the ocean, being like, I am done with you. I'm done waiting. It's time for me to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I am done waiting for you. And then quietly you hear Yusuke being like, I'm tired of you waiting too. Oh, it's just so fucking good.
And she tackles him, and like that was the last line Yusuke says. I'm tired of waiting for you too. That's the last line of the entire series.
Well, probably from the manga. The anime, he says some other things because Kuwabara comes in, like, gives him a noogie and all that, and he's all like, because they start playing in the ocean and all that.
That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot. The last meaningful quote then.
Yeah. He's all like, I can dump this whole ocean on you, right?
Yeah.
So, God, it's such a good moment. And then, of course, you get this sickening God scene. Ew, gross. Ew.
God, straight people, fucking weirdos.
I know, right? Where's my Baku Deku when you need it?
Where is... I need to find something. I need to find something before we end this. You can keep on talking. I need to find this.
So, well, there's a couple little things. So, a final grade for the arc. So, the arc itself, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, or if it's going to be... I don't know. But because of my recent, rethoughts of some things... It's a B+ for me with this final arc.
I can perfectly agree to that. Some fantastic moments, but just, it's still bogged down in some areas.
Yeah. But the series as a whole, for the ultimate grade, there's nothing else I can give it other than an A+.
Plus. Yes, it's one of the best things ever. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a reason it's my number one story.
I had a tweet last night. I'm like, this Yu Yu Hakusho is probably the only thing that I've seen or watched that comes remotely close to being perfect.
Yeah. No other series has matched that, and I am so tired of seeing anyone that has not watched the series or given it a chance just safely go like, no, but Durgan Bale. No, but Zachi Bell. No, but the One Piece. No, but the cleaning product. Like, just give this series a chance. It's infinitely shorter. It has so much more material. The characters are fucking fantastic. Yes, guys, there's 90s animation.
Oh, no.
Stories are fucking timeless.
Well, here's the other thing. That 90s animation holds up well.
Exactly.
It's artistic in so many good ways. The soundtrack is amazing. It's not too in your face, but it's there to set the mood and set the tone for everything.
I jog regularly listening to the Yu Yu Hakusho music, especially Tatakai no Hate.
Yeah. The voice acting, I've never listened to the Japanese, but the English dub, probably one of the best dubs you're gonna ever hear.
I only know the dub. I never gave the Japanese a shot.
Yeah, maybe one day, maybe if I go back and watch these OVAs, I'll see them because I know.
Maybe next year we can come back and do it again. But I do have to show you this clip. I think this sums up perfectly. Have you seen this before?
Maybe.
So, for context, this is the cast of Yu Yu Hakusho, or really just the voice actors for Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, and Hiei. They got together and they did a little commentary of the last Yu Yu Hakusho episode. And they do some off-camera shenanigans. Some of the commentary is really funny. I really, really recommend it. It's just a fun little laugh. But at the end, Chuck Huber, the voice of Hiei, and Justin Cook, they have a quick little conversation, and I'm just going to let it play out. Are you ready?
Do it!
What? You use... It's over? It's over. What do you mean? Yeah. There's more episodes, isn't there? No. That's it? That's it. Crap!
Crap.
Crap!
Oh.
Fuck! Why did that be over?
Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's such a good series. And I said this when I first started it. Well, first started my rewatch of it. This was the rewatch. This was the moment where I was just like, this is truly a masterpiece. Like, this is my masterpiece run of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything started clicking more, and then I brought you on and we started talking more about it. I'm just like, this is an awesome series. I love it.
It's my favorite.
Well,
Again, reason why it's my number one. It's like on a very high pedestal because I am. There's only so many ways I can just mention how great everything is about this, and it's probably tiring to some people. It's like, God, it's just so great in every area. Yeah, you should really give it a chance.
yeah. Like, a lot of, like, there may be some things that don't hold up. I mean,
This arc.
well, yeah, that's arc for what. I mean, but see, that's the other thing. Like, I had a better appreciation for it this time around because I don't know. I saw more character in it than I did during my first or second watch throughs of it. I saw more of what I've been loving about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, no, like, and this is the very nice part. Even at its worst, it's still watchable.
Yeah, like what was it? I think it was the Yukina arc or whatever. I think I had said back then, it was just like, okay, well, this is probably one of the worst arcs. It's like that and the psychics thing before Chapter Black officially started. It's like even those quote unquote bad arcs are still really damn good.
Yeah. God.
It's so annoying. Yeah. And we could have talked about more stuff, but I mean, on one hand, I don't want to have this be too long of a video for people, and on the other hand, I need to go here in like a couple minutes.
Let's just talk forever. Fuck our schedules.
I
Oh,
mean,
wait, never mind.
I would get the hammer thrown at me. But God, what more can I say? Watch it. Watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Hey,
Please.
you over there with your headphones in, take your earbuds out. Hey, you over there with your earbuds in. She's not listening to me.
Watch the fucking series, guys.
Watch it. Do it.
Guys, I've often, just unironically, there have been many times where I can be quite critical, negative of some series. This is one of the series that I can't really find many negative qualities, and even if they are, they don't like really bog down the story that much.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
nitpicky
fucking
at best.
miracle.
Yeah. It's nitpicky at best.
Yeah. It's a miracle of writing. It's a miracle of storytelling, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. That's just some classic from the 90s. Give it a watch, please.
Oh no, it's from the 90s. It might be brain. No, never mind. That's a topic for a different discussion day.
Just please, guys, give it a chance.
Just
That's all
do
I can
it.
ask.
It's so good, but
It
yeah.
changed my life for the better. Everything about it is just
Yeah. If you like Togashi's other work, Hunter x Hunter, watch Yu Yu Hakusho because it's actually completed.
and it's better.
And it's better.
Yes.
It is better, actually. As good as Hunter x Hunter is, which is also fantastic, mind you, but Yu Yu Hakusho is better.
I kind
Way
of want to
better.
rename our Sea of Thieves ship to the Urameshi now. God damn it.
We can, I mean, I'm sure we'll get some other pets and
Oh,
all that.
yes.
So I'm gonna get a parrot and name it Kuwabara.
Oh my god. I'll get a dog or a cat or something.
Yeah, but yeah, that's basically it. I mean, we could talk more about stuff probably at another time and all that. But thank you, Trevor, for being a part of this little review series. that
I
started
can't wait
doing.
to come back when it's time to talk about Bleach.
Oh, I've got something else planned for you.
Oh no, what is it?
Well, it won't be for a while.
Crushiro.
But because I've already got my Bleach stuff starting. And I'm also gonna do Gintama in between those because they're like really short arcs, like 2 episodes.
Uh-huh.
So, I could talk about the comedy and bullshit things like that. It could be fun. No, I got something else in store for you.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you yet, though.
Fuck you.
No, why would I tell you?
Worst retrospective series ever. 0 out of 10. Everyone's still watching Yu Yu Hakusho.
Fine. You really want to know? Does everybody really want to know what I plan to do with Trevor next? Does everybody. What?
Tell him.
What? No.
Tell him, you fucking parakeet. Fuck.
What? But what?
I'm gonna throw my pen out of the screen. There.
Are
done.
you? Are you? Well, guess what? The next time Trevor's on here is going to be when I return to a series only known as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes.
The day I start that rewatch
The
is
Phantom
the
Blood
day you
will
come
rise
back.
again.
Is the day you come back on this
The
channel.
Phantom Blood will rise.
And it's probably going to be when I'm done with Bleach. So there's that.
Fuck.
So there's your little announcement, people.
All right, in 3 years, you will all hear why Phantom Blood is not bad, you fucking racist.
No, it'll probably be a year.
You
Roughly.
bloodis.
Oh my gosh.
You Phantom
boobist.
Bloodis will learn. It's a good story.
But yeah, again, thank you, Trevor, for coming on.
No problem.
Your links are down in the description below, so check all those out.
And everyone watching this, go subscribe to Hawkins if you haven't already. Why the fuck have you not? Quickly! Everyone scroll down right now. Do you see a subscribe button and it's in red? If it is, fucking shame on you. You should probably
I know,
press
right?
it. There's
How
nothing
dare
to
you?
lose.
The subscribe button doesn't like to be red. It likes
Yeah,
to
you
be
should-
plain.
Yeah, plain. Just
Now
like those
Like those
blue
what?
blob kids from the Fairly Odd Parents. Be
Yeah.
one of them, guys. Be one of those gray blobs.
Now you know what doesn't like to be plain is the like button. If you press that and color it in, it
Just
likes
to
to be like
blue.
that. Yeah.
So do it. Democrats and Republicans. Go blue.
And if you're watching this after we're live, well, how dare you miss the live stream talk? But leave a comment down below if that's the case.
Comment.
Do all
it.
that. Do it, or else Waluigi here will be more sad.
I'm so sad about this that I am just gonna leave in dramatic fashion out of nowhere. You'll never see it coming. But I guess I'll thank you, Hawkins, for letting me do this and talk about my favorite series.